Howdy, folks. We're at the ranch again. So, what we're gonna do today, we're gonna sort out. I gotta get to the other side. Wait a minute. Gonna sort out the pile in bin number 3 because there's still a bit left. I'm looking straight into the sun, so never mind the filming. And the almost dry stuff we're gonna put in the trailer, and the dry stuff we're gonna stack here for the customers that are still gonna come. I just wanted to lean real cool on my trailer, but the trailer wasn't there. So why are we gonna put the almost dry stuff, so the not so dry stuff, in the trailer? Well, it's almost Christmas, and my neighbor, he's been having trouble with his heating system in his house since last winter. And it's an older guy, and he's been having bad luck for quite a while now. So long story short, his heating system in his house doesn't work anymore, so he doesn't have hot water and stuff anymore. But he has a boiler in his cellar, a firewood boiler. And since his problem with the gas heating still isn't solved, he almost ran out of firewood. So about a year ago, 1.5 years ago, I got screwed over by a guy who gave me a little piece of wood, a little piece in the woods to store my firewood. And after 6 months, without any reason, he said, "You got 3 months to take your wood out of there. I don't want you there anymore." But that's just German people in the East here. I don't understand them, but that's a whole different video. So I had to take my firewood out of there. And since I'm not from here, to get any connection with people here is not so very easy. So I was searching in panic for another place to store my firewood. And back then I hadn't found English. I hadn't found this yet. So I needed a place for my firewood, and I was in panic. And then my neighbor said, "Well, I have a big yard. You can put your firewood in my yard." So I put around maybe 2-3 cords of wood, which is a lot in Europe, especially for the yards people have here. And I put it in his garden for free. He didn't ask anything. So when you meet people like that, especially in East Germany, because there's not a lot of people helping people who are not from here, helping them out, you gotta be thankful. And since it's almost Christmas, you gotta be extra thankful. We always help each other out with small stuff, but now he's in panic because his firewood is almost run out. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So I said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, neighbor, but I almost have no dry firewood left. And the little bit I've got, I want to sell to customers. I got to make a living too. So all I've got is firewood that isn't completely dry. 25% is still in there." And he said, "Oh man, if I would only have 25%, I would put it in my boiler. It burns." So I didn't say anything. Today I'm gonna deliver him first a face guard of wood, and when he's happy with that, I'm gonna give him some more free of charge. Because that's what you do when you're a good guy, right? This is not about ego. This is not about being a good guy. This is about helping each other out. We need more of those people, don't you think? So, let's start before I stand here being an exceptionally good guy, because that's not what this video is about. Let's get on with it. So there's not gonna be a lot of yapping in this video because I gotta work, and of course I forgot my cheap Chinese Bluetooth mics again that will fall out, stop working mid-video anyway. So any sponsors, DJI, any sponsors? Let's get on with it. That took almost an hour. I'm not so fast. Let me sit down. Some of you might think, why is he putting it in the bin in the first place and then throwing it out again and sorting it out? Well, first, because I'm an idiot. Second, and more plausible, this is my first year. And I thought I could put all my wood in a bin and let it dry, since I watch Chris from In the Wood Yard a whole lot, but I didn't pay enough attention. He clearly said you gotta have enough wind and enough sun. Well, my bins are behind concrete and behind bushes, so there's not enough wind. And the sun, well, it's sun, but so it almost got more wet in the bins than when I threw it in. So I'm done with the bin system. I'm just gonna stack. It takes longer, but else it doesn't dry enough, fast enough. So that's why I was putting it in the bin first and now throwing it out again. Trailer is full for my neighbor, Face Cord. I hope my C-Force 1000 can drag it home, haul it home, since it has a towing capacity of 820 kilos max. Now, what's 820 kilos? That's pounds for you people. And it's reasonably wet wood, so I think there's about 1,000 kilos in there. Yeah, I know. These pounds, but it's mostly downhill. Driving home, riding home. So I think the clutch is not gonna be too much insulted today. So I'm gonna pull away the trailer, and there's a big stack of dry wood over there, which I threw out. First I'm gonna stack that, and then I threw a bit wet wood out for the other stack, which is a stack of more wet wood. I'm gonna stack that, then I'm gonna ride or drive home. What do you do on an ATV? Do you ride because it has a handlebar, or do you drive because it's a four-wheeler? Let me know in the comments. Where was I? Yeah, driving home, making my neighbor happy, and then have a cup of coffee and chill for a while in this beautiful weather. It's December 19th, people. No, it's December 18th. Sun is shining for days. It's nice. There's not really much wind, so it's a good temperature to do things like this. Almost Christmas. Can you imagine? Normally, what I've heard from people who live here all their lives, normally there would be about 3 feet of snow by now, and minus 18 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit. So, let's get on with it. So, how do you guys stack? Do you just throw it on there and think it'll stand there until it's dry, or do you stack it like a puzzle, scared it might tip over when it's too loose? Is it math, or is it just get on with it? Let me know in the comments. You might wonder, what's with all the small pieces, dude? Well, the fireboxes in Europe, most parts of Europe, it's not allowed to have a firewood stove, but here in East Germany, it's still pretty normal. But the fireboxes in the stoves are mostly 25 to 30 centimeters and about 7 kilowatts of heat is what they produce. So everything's smaller here. Living rooms are smaller, houses are smaller, so you don't need those big American sized logs. So this is pretty small, but they don't get a lot bigger. Outdoor wood boilers, I haven't seen any here. Maybe they got them, but you have to Google that or use another machine to find your answers. Sun's setting, gotta hurry. Folks, it's done. I stacked the wet wood I thought I was filming that, but I used the backside camera. So I got 15 minutes of footage where I'm actually stacking the wet wood here, but what I'm filming is the other side. So you only hear me panting. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old for this. I need my son to film and stuff. I'm just too much concentrated on stacking wood. Officially I'm blonde, so multitasking is not my thing. So we got a little bit more dry wood out of bin number 3 and a little bit more wet wood. We got another drying stack thing over here, which I'm not sure for what I'm gonna use that. Maybe also for wet wood, since the sun is mostly on that part. But maybe since I'm also doing beech wood now and a couple of birches, maybe I put my exotic wood on this one here. And if not, I can always, when I got this, when I was allowed to use this piece of land, I took away some bushes and I threw them here. I can throw them over there and then make another drying stack thing here. A drying rack. Is it called a drying rack? A thing like this? Who cares? So there's a little bit more room to build one over there. And maybe if this one is filled, I can put one in front of there, which I want to do with this spot here. When this is full, put one in front of there, but that I can walk in between there for loading the trailer. I think I'm gonna take this one apart too, and that's 3 pallets long, 2 pallets deep, and I'm thinking about putting a drying rack here too, maybe 2 in front of each other. And then I got, what'll it be? This will be, when it's full, this will be almost a cord. When there's a pile on top of there. So there's 1 cord, 2 cords, 3, 4 cords. Sorry for spinning you. 5, 6 cords. Yeah, then we got 6 cords of wood. This is about a cord, it's 7 cords of wood. And it's Europe, folks. We're not selling that much wood, so 7 cords of wood. Now I'm talking in cords. How much shut round meter is that? 7 times 6. That's 42 shut round meters. Yeah, that's enough. I can make some money of that next year when I sell it. So that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you push the subscribe button. This channel is slowly picking up. More and more people are pushing the subscribe button, but it's still petty cash. I think we got 86 subscribers at the moment. Please, people, give me some dignity. So I hope you push the subscribe button, push the like button, put something in the comments so the algorithm of YouTube picks up our channel. And maybe in 30 years, when I'm 85, maybe we can make some money on this channel. Or speed it up, will you? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Push all them buttons, will you?